because I wanted to stay busy. So I felt like, okay, I'll keep recording as long as you guys keep giving me money.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. So it's cheaper to pay for you to just record, but they were merging with they were merging with different labels all coming together, and I would
Yeah.
assume the money to release and promote an album would have affected merges, so they would have just said, yeah, just stay at the background, so we don't have to go in for that whole.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's cheaper just to keep, yeah, you're right. It's cheaper to keep you just go record something. Yeah.
You missed a massive because the 90s was massive when it came to R&B. I mean, you had, Jade, SWV, you had everyone just blowing up, and it was R&B, was massive. And at the peak of that, we didn't hear from you. I mean, apart from for a few soundtracks. I mean, how was that like? Just, how did that feel like personally, just being not allowed to take advantage of the fact that everyone was out there making music, and R&B was really well received?
It was, well, there was this internal struggle because part of me, yeah, I felt like I was missing out on a lot because I was like, I really like recording's great, but I'm like, you start to you get burnt out too.
Mm.
And I was becoming exhausted and things, some songs I was like, these are great. Other things I was like, what? This isn't the direction I want to go in. And you just are like, I want to get back out there. And then the other part of me was you start getting all kinds of people saying, just get out of your contract, leave the label, go somewhere else. It's not like you can't get another deal, sign a production deal with someone. And I think I could have done all of those things, but it's again, at that point, it's like being in a relationship.
Mm.
They were the first label to
Mm.
sign me. I was a 11-year-old girl, and I'd been through so much with them
Yeah.
that it was hard to go, I'm just going to leave them. It was that feeling of that fear,
Yeah.
but I couldn't jump all in. I wasn't that much of a daredevil that I thought, yeah, I'm going to leave and I'm going to get me another deal somewhere else. I kept thinking, what if I leave and I'm knocking on these other labels' doors and they're like, but we got such and such and such and such. So you're going to be on the back burner.
Mm.
Because at that point, there was an explosion of more female artists or
Yeah.
female
Yeah.
groups, TLC and everybody,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
that I thought I'm going to get lost in the mix. I won't be so unique there. I was still unique at Capitol because there weren't a bunch of Tracie Spencers.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you just like, what do you do? Do you stick it out? They're not kicking me off the label.
Mm.
It's like, it was like a safe space.
Yeah.
I felt like, well, I'm kind of safe here because no one's, they're not letting me go. They're just saying, hey, here's some more money. Go sing go record some songs.
Are they giving you a salary? I mean, how do are you getting a
No,
salary?
it wasn't even that. I did do pretty well from like touring and um so no, well, yeah, they would give, obviously they would take care of me if I needed to go somewhere and be like when I went to Atlanta, I think I was there for over a month. All expenses were paid. None of that came out of my pocket, like staying where I was staying or travel or anything like that. So I can't talk too bad about Capitol Records because
No, 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 yeah.
they they treated me well for a very long time. Now they had their issues and there were other issues going on at that company too, certain people, but um for the most part, I know they believed in me and they just, they didn't know what to do after a while. They just, but they knew, but I knew, they didn't want to let me go. So it wasn't until, I decided I think I just want to go. And that was, kind of after the last album.
Yeah, but were you able to, during that 7 years, were you able to go on tour?
No, I did shows here and there, but could I have? Yes. Could I have done more touring? Could I have gone overseas and probably stayed for a few months and just did a bunch of shows and racked up a whole lot of money? Yeah. Did I do that? No, I did not. I didn't, it was, to be honest, it was just a very weird time because, like I said, I had spent a big portion of my life growing up in the music industry. And then I was evolving into a young woman and having all of these other experiences, and then trying to figure out how to, be a businesswoman in this industry, trying to separate myself from my family because I wanted to be more in control of my career, getting new management. Like, it was a lot of stuff going on. And then at the same time, I think I was starting to get burnt out.
Yeah. Did because it sounded like Janet recording control. My father, would you trying to like, okay, I'm going to take control of my decision and go my own direction, or I'm coming from a close family. How does that work? Where you're trying to, because your parents and family have always been there. How do you then try and become your own person without them feeling like you're hurting them?
The funny thing is they didn't feel like that. The relationship I had with my parents was probably different from a lot of, with the exception of like maybe Shanice and her mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shanice can probably relate more to the type of relationship or that dynamic between her and her mom and me and my dad. My dad knew that I was getting older, and he had, my mom would be like, she's becoming an adult. She's a grown woman now. Like, you're going to kind of have to let her figure things out on her own. And there was that part of me who was like, I really need to see if I can do this with, still, I know that they'll always be there, but not with me 24/7. Like, can I do this? Can I just deal with management on my own? Can I be this businesswoman and figure this stuff out? And then you realize, as soon as you start to separate from family, that's kind of when vultures come in.
Yeah, that's
to put it nicely or lightly, the game changes. And then it becomes survival of the fittest, or just how do you keep your sanity, and what's right, what's wrong, who do you trust? And then you learn you trust no one at a certain point. You just go, lesson learned, trust no one. But, it kind of gets like that.
I never participated in that category.
And somewhere in between
us, or even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple pieces.
trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Jonas Boys and men and all spirits.
play it.
And all these guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different genres.